Hey guys! Okay, so I am here to share my Spirit Story Saturday. I know it's been a little while since I've shared a Spirit Story Saturday. I've kind of been uploading videos on, just some other things, but I am excited to get back in the swing of things with my paranormal experiences to share for my Spirit Story Saturdays. So I know I mentioned in my last video that there has been more activity in my home. So in this video today, I want to share what happened and kind of elaborate a little bit on that. So basically, I know I mentioned in one of my previous videos that when I was on vacation with my boyfriend, my mother saw a shadow figure in our home. So I will explain how the new experience and this experience, have anything to do with each other. So basically, rewind back to what I shared with you guys in a previous video. I was on my way back from Florida. My mom was worried about me. She's not the kind of person like she's gonna worry about you and then, see things just because she's stressed or it's her eyes playing tricks on her. That's not what happened. She knows what she saw. So basically we were texting and she turned around, looked in the glass part of the door frame. The big door was open, the screen door was shut, so she's looking through the glass of the screen door. Her boyfriend is sitting on our living room couch, and next to him she sees, the shadow figure of a woman sitting there. The woman gets up and then proceeds to walk in the hallway towards the bathroom. Now, my mom explained to me something about this woman's figure, like it was a black shadow figure, but something about the silhouette, something about her made her think of me, and she thought of me when she saw it. So naturally she freaks out, and the whole trip, this one spot in time is where she texted me. I texted her back and she didn't get my reply. Like, we weren't able to contact each other just for that moment in time with her seeing this thing. And all our texts before and after that were perfectly fine. So it was just interesting. It was almost as if something was trying to mess with her, maybe. I don't know. I think I shared in that video that we had a theory that it could have been, like the whole incubus and succubus type spirits with him, or something that may have been attached to him, because that is her boyfriend, the one whose property we did our first investigation of, and we felt as if maybe he brought something with him. I know I shared in a previous video that when he was with us for about a week, I was having all those paranormal dreams about his property. I just think a lot of energy comes from his property. I can't say for sure, because a lot of stuff does happen in our home. It could be our property as well. I don't know. So let me just go ahead and get into what has happened recently to share with you guys. I kind of wanted to backtrack to share that a little bit so everyone's kind of updated on the fact that these happenings are happening to my mom, and there's a consistent pattern with what is happening. So I know I also shared in a previous video that I, my mother, and my boyfriend have all heard our own name get said to us in my room. So that also has something to do with the new found information I have to share today. So what happened was, just a few nights ago, I was with my boyfriend out and my mom was sleeping in my room. So she, was sleeping in here, and she told me, and it still kind of gives me chills and scares me. My mother told me she was sleeping in my room and she was having nightmares. She said the whole night was filled with nightmares. And I asked her what the nightmares were, and she still hasn't told me. She didn't want to tell me. She just looked at me and shook her head. And I told her, I really wanted to know. I wanted to know what happened, because I believe dreams could tell us so many different things, and I really wanted to know what it was. And she said it wasn't anything specific, that it was just mainly things about herself. So anyway, she was having all these nightmares, and then she said she woke up and she heard a voice in her ear say her name. But she said it was so loud, she thought someone came into the room, said her name in her ear, like to get her awake. Like it was real life, in person, like human. She said it was so loud, and she jumped up out of bed and was looking around because obviously she thought someone came into the room, and obviously no one was there. So she told me it definitely wasn't a sleep thing, it wasn't a dream, it wasn't just one of those things you hear when you're half asleep. She said she woke up and it was so loud in her ear that it was like somebody actually there. So that's creepy. And keep in mind, the same night other things were happening. So my sister is in her room and things just keep getting knocked over. And when I say that, I mean that she has a hat in her room and she had it sat in a certain spot and it got knocked over. So, okay, it fell, whatever. She picks it up, she puts it back, she places it more carefully and sturdy to where it will not fall. It still gets knocked over again. And keep in mind, my sister, though she believes in this sort of thing, she's also a very logical person. She's one of those people who will think of all possibilities before paranormal. She's very logical, very, resourceful, very intelligent, and she just, to her, something didn't seem right. Even to her, she thought it was odd. Okay, so a little bit later, I think this part happened after or before, I'm not sure. Either way, it all happened the same night, around the same time. She had a soda can that was empty. She hadn't thrown it away yet, and she had placed it down. It had been, sitting there for quite a while. She hadn't, gone into the other room yet to throw it away, and she had it sitting there, and it just knocked over, and she said it was pretty loud. Which to me, that's weird. Anytime I've ever had like a soda can or something placed down and it knocks over, it doesn't really make much of a noise. I think it only would if maybe you actually physically tapped it. Rather than it falling on its own, it doesn't really make a noise unless it's falling against a hard surface. But it was loud enough to where she got up and looked and it had knocked over. So it's just weird to me that several things in her room were continuously getting knocked and pushed over through the night, the same night that my mom hears her name get said so loud in her ear that she jumps up and no one's there. So all of this was happening, and to me it's just very interesting. That's why I wanted to do another investigation of my home. And obviously I feel as though I do these investigations in the safest way possible. I don't do anything to provoke. I am very specific with the things I will and will not ask and say. I know a lot of people are kind of sketched out by investigating their own home, and I do not blame them. I myself, my boyfriend and I have a set month here soon that we are moving, and I myself won't necessarily be here for much longer. I'm moving out, and I don't know if maybe it's energy surrounding me, because the things are happening quite often in my area, my room. I don't know if it's just this property. I don't know if it has anything to do with my mother's boyfriend's property. There's a list of things it could be, so I'm not sure if maybe the fact that I'm moving out will help or hinder. I don't know. I don't think it would hinder. If anything, maybe help. I don't know. But I do know that I want to get to the bottom of this. I want to figure out what exactly is going on. My mom did say the voice in her ear sounded like a voice of a woman. So I don't know. And keep in mind, when I heard my name get said, and when she heard her name get said the first time, I think it was all of a woman's voice. I have to ask my boyfriend when he heard his name if it sounded like male or female, I'm not sure. But it's interesting to me. And I do sense things, and I sense spirits and energies, male, female, around about age, and often can communicate and receive messages that spirits want to convey or say. I keep a lot of it to myself, but in this case, I really haven't allowed myself to open up because I don't know what is in my own home, and I want to take it with caution, is the best way I can explain it. I am good at allowing myself to open up and to not open up, and when I want to open myself up for communication, I'm cautious about it, and it's just one of those things I'm trying to kind of figure out in the safest yet, you know, most effective way as possible. But that is my Spirit Story Saturday for you guys, is just the stuff that has happened in my home recently. I'm not going to immediately point the finger to paranormal. It's just weird, the way things happen around the same time, the way things happen that have happened before or that correlate in some way. To me, there's just too much to say is coincidental or explainable. Some things maybe, some things not so much. I don't know. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I want you guys to please keep watching. I have more Spirit Story Saturdays on the way, more paranormal investigations. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I love sharing my paranormal experiences, and I love for others to do so as well. Comment your opinions in the comment section. Comment your paranormal experiences, what you think. I love all of that. I love sharing opinions and ideas. Please hit that subscribe button and just keep watching.